और आपको बताएं कि 1 अप्रैल से नए वित्तीय वर्ष की शुरुआत होगी। इसके साथ इनकम टैक्स के कई बदलाव भी लागू होंगे। टाइम्स नेटवर्क की मुबीना कपासी हमें नए वित्तीय वर्ष में हो रहे बदलाव के बारे में बता रही हैं। आप भी देखिए।
Well, the end of a financial year is of significance not just for companies but for individuals as well. And I'm going to encapsulate all the tasks that you need to finish as well as the new rules that come into effect. So first on the new rules which will come into effect from the 1st of April, especially the announcements that Nirmala Sitharaman did make in Budget 2021. So all contributions to Provident Fund made beyond 2.5 lakh rupees, or if only the employee has contributed more than 5 lakh rupees, the interest on that is going to be taxable. So you may need to reject that if you want to cut down on your tax bill. Secondly, if in case you are not filing your income tax return, then any payments made to you, whether in the form of interest, rent, etc., will be subject to a higher TDS or a tax deducted at source. What's more, even if you're eligible for a refund, you will not get that because you've not been filing your income tax return. Finally, and some good news for those citizens above 75, if you don't have income from business, then you need not file your income tax return. All of this is of course in line with making compliance easier. What else is changing is essentially, and these are some of the new changes that do come into effect from the 1st of April. First up, you need to do certain things before the 1st of April. File a revised income tax return if you need to do so for FY20, that's March 2020, before the 31st of March 2021. Link your PAN card with your Aadhaar card or your PAN card will become void, and you will have to use that for income tax declarations. File any declaration under the Vivad Se Vishwas scheme. The payment for that is the last date is 31st of March. Avail the LTC scheme. That's essentially meaning that you need to spend any amount towards goods and services attracting that amount of GST by the 31st March. And finally, of course, let's not forget tax saving investments for FY21. And finally, last but not the least, there are certain changes that come into effect from the 1st of April. If you have a bank account with Dena, Vijaya, Corporation, basically the smaller PSBs which have been merged, from the 1st of April, their passbooks and checks will be invalid. And lastly, the new wage code is going to come into effect, so ensure you sit down with your HR departments and get to work in order to ensure that your take-home salary the impact on that is reduced to the minimum.